All right, guys. So full disclosure, I've been sitting here for about 20 minutes trying to tell you guys, some of the main reasons for a hook and a slice. So a hook being a ball that starts out left of your target and then goes left. Slice being a ball that starts out right of your target and goes right. But truth of the matter is that there are so many things that could be causing this that it's really, really difficult for us to really say. Okay, so let's look at it this way. There's a cause and effect for everything, all right? So the effect in this situation would be a hook left or a slice right, okay? The cause for that could be a number of things, and that's really what we're going to talk about. So I think that's the easiest way for us to make sure that we're going to address this appropriately, all right? So first and foremost, for me, when I see a big hook and a big slice, I'm trying to figure out this person's golf swing in general, about where their spine is, okay? So if I take my normal setup position and I have a spine that's very very straight up and down, as we all should, meaning that I'm not tilted one direction more than the other, okay? Fairly straight up and down. You can see my left shoulder is slightly higher than the right. Some of that comes because on the grip, our right hand sits lower than the left, okay? All right, so throughout that motion, what I want to make sure that I'm watching for is people making sure that their spine stays very straight up and down throughout this entire golf swing. If I'm noticing a big tilt change, that their spine is tilting in one direction versus the other throughout this golf swing, chances are there's something going on there that's causing them to hit a hook or hit a slice, okay? So let's talk about those real quick. If I change my tilt, and you say my spine now points towards my trail foot, which is my right foot in the situation, chances are I'm going to have a golf swing that looks like this, that comes over the top, or I'm swinging well to the left, correct? So if I am really missing a ball to the right, that's probably a major fault for people, a big slice, a major out-to-in golf swing. And that's a big reason why, is if all of a sudden, if I am tilting incorrectly, I'm going to have a hard time making sure that my club path stays fairly neutral in order to make sure that the ball goes where we want it to go, right? The opposite, the inverse is true whenever my spine's tilting way too much forward towards the target, right? My lead foot here. Now all of a sudden from this position, I'm going to be more likely to swing into out. And so if I am too much into out, chances are I'm going to have a hard time swinging left, but I can definitely go that way super easily. And that's going to probably cause a big hook. Again, these are dependent on where your club face is, things like your grip, but chances are that's where I would start with individuals when they're really struggling with a big hook and a slice. Are they keeping their spine straight up and down throughout this golf swing? The second thing I would look at would be their actual grip. A stronger grip, okay, so for me, I'm a right-handed golfer again. A stronger grip would be if I can see more than 2.5 knuckles on that back of the left hand without moving my head like this. Okay, so I can see 1, 2, 3, almost that fourth knuckle right there. And that's just going to really allow this golf club to turn over very quick. I'm going to be able to really shut the face very quickly. The inverse would be true if I can only see maybe 1 knuckle or 0 knuckles like this. I'm having a really hard time turning that face over because there's just not a whole lot of area for me to go. If my palm's straight up, I can only turn it so much more. This is a weak grip, right? If my palm's down, I can turn it a lot. This is a strong grip, okay? You can imagine how those would affect the club face throughout a golf swing, all right? And the third and final thing that I'd be looking at here would be weight shift, right? Am I moving correctly? Meaning that is my weight moving into my right side, into my left, or is it all backwards? Are we falling in the right direction? Are we falling towards our target? Are we falling away from the target? That's why we like to look at balance a lot of times. And so instructors will say things like, well, you got to make sure you finish on balance, swing on balance. That's not necessarily true. We just want to make sure that we're moving towards the target more than anything, right? And if I can get you moving towards the target, chances are that your path will end up correcting itself. Now, obviously, there's a spot that people move too much towards the target, right? and that would, again, cause some very inconsistent ball flights here. But we don't really want to, generally we don't see that very often, so we don't really mention that whenever we're given some instruction, okay? So I would check on those three things. If that's something that you're really struggling with, which is everybody on the planet, right? Please feel free to DM me, and we can really kind of find a program that works best for you and make sure that we're getting that taken care of, okay? So I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. If you guys have any questions, or you guys want to discuss anything about the cause and effects about why a golf ball will go left versus right, please DM me. I look forward to hearing from you guys. Thanks.